Evening, folks. Right, I'm going to get straight to these projects I'm doing. Stanley's come to say hello. I've managed to get him out of the house. There he goes, back off to the fire. Right, so today I'm doing two projects. These two projects are just about sort of practicing and learning, but what I want to try and do is make them sort of nice and functional. So here I've got like two items, like I say. One's going to be sort of something that you can use, and the other is like a bit of a art type thing. But as I say, it's all about practicing. So I want to practice some miter joints, some sort of different styles of joints, some sort of like different ways of finishing things. I'm going to be incorporating some pine. This is pine projects, but a bit of scrap. So the bottom piece here is an inspiration. It's like a bit of an art piece by a vintage vase, A Drunken Bricklayer by Jeffrey Baxter for Whitefriars. So I'm going to make something along them ways. So it's that form. It's not going to be exactly the same, but it just gives me an outline of something I want to go. I love that vase, and I've not been sort of lucky enough to own one. I'm scared of actually buying them because, believe it or not, in the antiques and vintage world, there's a lot of fakes. It's really heavily faked market. So excuse this will go away, this bit of really cool camera action by Shelley. Well, just bear with me and this will go away. I didn't want to edit it out. I don't know what she was thinking here, to be perfectly honest. But anyway, what I'm doing here is I'm just measuring up the wood, just making sure that it's sort of all the bits, I'm getting her in the right sort of order, and just bear with me, it'll go away this. Right, that's it. So I'm just measuring up here now. Just be careful round the saws and machinery. I said that. All the tools I use, links will be in the description. Any sort of tools you see in my descriptions that there's links to Amazon for, I do get a slight kickback, but it'll always be sort of stuff that I use and I've paid for with my own money. So this is a good tip I've used. Cut out some little like spares of the pieces you're doing. I watched that on another video, and it does work out well. You can sort of work out getting your cuts and just your dimensions bang on right. So I'm just going through here with the table saw, but just be really careful with a table saw, you know the drill. Let me know where you're all from. I say that every sort of video, but it's nice to know where everybody's from. I'm just really nosy, but that's it really. Let me know what projects you're doing, and if there's any tips you guys can share with the other viewers, please put them in the comments. I'm looking at ways sort of how to sort of communicate these things. So maybe there'll be something where I want to, you can email me sort of projects you've been doing, pictures of projects you've been doing, and then I can put them on screen here to show people. All that's for in the future. I still need to learn YouTube properly first myself. I'm still getting to grips with it, and I don't really know what I'm doing. What I'm finding is I'm really enjoying it, and I'm learning as I'm going on. I'm picking up sort of tricks. All this is what I'm doing here. I'm not a teacher. I'm never going to be a teacher. You're coming on my journey with me, learning and getting better at woodworking, and I hope it can get a few of you really good at woodworking, because I know there'll be people out there that'll start woodworking and they'll just get it. Everybody's got a talent, haven't they? A God-given talent. So, and nobody knows what their God-given talent is, but no doubt people will be watching, start woodworking, and their talent will be there. Unfortunately, I'm one of them people that's going to have to work at getting my woodworking skills right, but I will do. I like the whole idea of hard work gets you where you want to be. But what an experience this woodworking is. I absolutely love it. I can come out here, I'm just standing here with a Cubiton Prey pot, just getting everything nice and smooth. But like I say, I can come out here and it can be sort of 10 AM, and the next thing I know, it's 3 PM, and it's like time's just gone. and the old brain matter's been working for them hours, and it's like you can sit down and you enjoy and you're thinking about your next move, what you're going to do on things, your next project. I love it, and I'm fortunate I've got Shelley, who absolutely sort of loves woodworking as well. She likes getting involved, and it's a real nice thing for us pair to do. The kids now have like sort of grown up. I've got kids and Shelley's got kids. We've not got no kids sort of together, but we have. They're all our kids, but they're all grown up at unis and don't sort of live with us. So there's only me and her here now. So I'm just going in with this calipers I'm using. These are really good. And the spot on these calipers. I did show you on a previous video. I'm going to go in with forcing a bit. I'm a bit tongue-tied today, so I do apologise. I think it was that bit of Shelley's camera action it's put me off a little bit, but I'm not going to hold it against her. I mean, it has been cold out here, and if I do hold it against her, no doubt she'll hit me with a frying pan or something like that. So I'm not going to say too much there. So I'm just going in here. What I should be doing here really is a little mistake I'm making. I should line this up, make sure it's perfectly level going down. So there's little jigs you can make or you can buy to get that drill perfectly sort of level going down. But I get round it. But that did bite me in the backside as I went on. But I got round it. So another thing here, these are kind of the things of what I practice, my mitre cuts. Now, I don't know why I started doing mitre cuts, and there is a massive learning curve. You watch these guys do them, and they just do them, and they're just perfect every time. Well, it's just not as easy as that. And if you're like me, you like sort of mastering things. You won't stop. It's like an addiction till you get it right. So these are far from right. And in this video, although the mitre cuts are better from one of the previous projects I did, they're still not good, really, to be perfectly honest. They're passable. Yeah, they're passable. This project will probably stay with me at home, so it doesn't really matter. But if I was going to go and make these to sell these, you'd need to have them a little bit better, really. So practice makes perfect. And they go together well enough. This blue tape is really good. I'll put links to some blue tape for you down below. And there's a lot of fiddly bits, just loads of fiddly bits. I don't know what it is. I'm sort of gravitating to making furniture type things. I don't know, you as woodworkers and hobbyists and beginners and whatever you want to do, you'll find sort of a niche within the woodworking, I think. Because that's been my experience. I might be wrong. You might have a range of things you like doing, but I get most enjoyment out of making furniture. The small sort of decorative bits like this, I'm using for practice, making them, getting good at sort of the small detail things. I always think if you can do things on a small scale, it bodes you well. It's like the old antique makers, furniture makers, what they used to do, they used to get their apprentices to make what you call apprentice pieces and travelling salesmen's pieces, sort of miniature versions of the bigger bits of furniture. And once they could master them, they could go on and, the bigger stuff's a lot easier to do. And try that. Honestly, that is right. And if you can, I don't know wherever you are in the world, but if you can collect them apprentice pieces and stuff like that, there's good value in them, and they're really, really nice to own, and they're fast becoming really rare. So there's a little antique tip for you. So I'm just going in here with pine splines. I didn't have no hardwood to hand, and I didn't want to. I have got some oak, what I'm saving for a project that I want to show you once I get a bit better. I don't want to waste the oak because it is expensive. So with this, I'm just going in with pine splines, and what I did practice was getting the cuts for the splines right as well. So it was all good to sort of learn. I didn't want to stain these. Shelley does go and stain them because she said she wanted them stained. But in hindsight, we shouldn't really have stained them because it was just like practice things, really. But you'll see what I mean. So these little Japanese pull saws here, they're invaluable. Really sort of no money at all. and I will go with this brand. I've tried a few in the past, but this brand here, this Sujan, or I can't pronounce it. I do apologise, but they seem to be the best ones I've used, and you know, you might know more, so please put them in the comments. Another little good thing is this scraper. So I got a load of glue squeeze out. Now, what I've learned since this is you could put a bit of masking tape into the joint before you sort of glue up. I'm just going in with the Titebond 2 here now, and I'm starting to build this. So you can see where the picture I showed you of that vase, the drunken bricklayer, what I'm trying to do. Whether I'm putting these and fitting these together right, I don't know. You know, it was more I wanted to try get my mitre slots right, my mitre joints right, and the splines right, and things like that on this project. I mean, it's all in the end, it's all nice and solid, so it didn't really matter. And it's not got no real function, this piece. It's more of a bit of eye candy, sort of. You look at it, it's like, you know, like, I wouldn't call it art. It's not art really, is it? I'm not an artist, but it's something to look at in your sort of living space. So I'm turning my attention here now to the sort of boxes I'm making. I ended up making 2 identical sort of boxes. The learning curve here again was the mitre joints, cutting some rebates for the top, making some feet, using sort of the CA glue along with the Titebond glue. It was just all stuff I wanted to try out. I've seen other people try it, and I wanted to try it, and it worked really well, to be perfectly honest. And then little intricate cuts and things like that. I mean, I ain't got big hands, but I've got clumsy hands. So I'm just going to give everything a rub down here now with I think this was a 320. I'm not too sure. So you can see what I did with them small bits there. Just put feet on the bottom. I did try design. It doesn't show you on the video, but underneath it sort of like sticks out a bit. So I'm just going over this one as well. Now I was happy to leave them like this, but Shelley wanted them stained. So just go over, make them just nice to touch. So here she's going in here now. This is a water-based stain she's using here today, by Polyvine, a really good quality product. What I'll do is I'll do a video during the week of the sort of finishing products we use and why we use them, because what you can find is you watch all these videos and there's an whole vast array of products out there, and they just end up on a shelf, and you only need 3 or 4 different things really to... Well, that's my opinion. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. But I'm always finding I'm going back to the same 3, 4, maybe 5 most different products. So like I've got my spirit-based, water-based stains. I use my Holland Toro, and I use like the acrylic lacquer here. I've had to go over it because you know, the stain didn't go on really well. It's just because of the shape of the item. That weren't nothing Shelley were doing wrong. But here they are finished. They've got a rustic chic sort of finish to them. And let me know if you think that sort of drunken bricklayer vibe is there with these. They're just a pair of, what would you call them? I don't know, but they're just for the house, a bit of decoration, I suppose. They'll grow on me, let's put it that way. I've learnt my mistakes. The good thing about this is I've learnt my mistakes. And here's the 2 boxes. I've learnt a hell of a lot doing this, especially at rebates. And the mitres, you know, they're functional. You can use boxes for loads of different things around the home. I've got some sort of ideas to make these stackable. So you could use them as sort of like things for the kitchen, that kind of stuff. They're only pine. I will make some out of hardwood. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. Don't forget to subscribe, join our membership. You can buy me a coffee and support the channel that way. I'm not sort of bleating on about all that. Just subscribe, comment, and let me know what you think. And thank you all for watching. You're all amazing. And on to the next video. Bye.